Hey guys, this is Susie Kim with OGN Global. I've got with me
Krepo, Mitch, Four Spools.
of Team.
Evil Geniuses.
Thank you. Last I recall, I don't think Evil Geniuses is here playing. Oh wait, no, you're here as an analyst desk. That's right. Are you kind of sad that you're here as analyst desk and not actually playing in Worlds?
It could be worse, I could only be part of the broadcast team instead of actually being on the broadcast every day. Susie?
I am a part of the broadcast every day. I'm not sure who are you referring to. I'm not sure. Okay. Speaking of analyst desk, so you guys were in LA for the first two legs, and now here in Busan. How is that? What's the difference like for you? And do you prefer being here? Do you prefer being in LA?
Night shifts are really bad for me. I get depressed. Only sleeping 5 hours every night and then waking up at 11, going to studios, working night shifts, and then coming back to 9 a.m. breakfast. So I love being here at the venue. I love being here with the Korean fans who are surprisingly neutral. We heard a lot of TSM chants today. It was really fun. They're very vibrant, loud bunch of people. You see that as well during the analyst test segments. I would be randomly smiling because somebody would make noise behind me, and I like that. So keep on making noise, Koreans.
Sounds good. So this is not your first time in Korea. Can you tell us about the last time you were here?
So yeah, for those that don't know me, I was here in 2012. Ojin Zubu, the champions, summer 2012, something like that, more or less. We were 2-0 up against CJ Frost, and then we picked Ash. And then we got our red buff stolen in game 5 with a ward by Woong. So yeah, screw you, Woong. Thank you for that. We were almost the team that beat the Koreans. Yeah, here we are.
So close, but no cigar. So close. So while you're walking around the venue here, do you think has there been any Korean fans that recognize you? Be like, oh, it's Krepo.
I've actually barely walked around, and compared to the last time, I've changed my hairdo significantly, and I've gotten really fat and then somewhat less fat over the period of time as well. But I'm not even down to the weight I was yet back in Korea, so I blame that entirely. That or they just stopped caring. I don't know. But yeah, 2 Western fans recognized me earlier. I heard my name was Krepo. I'm like, yes, Korean recognition. And 2 white dudes came up. And I'm like, well, fair enough. That's nice.
It's still recognition in Korea. I guess it's the same
Close
thing.
enough.
All right. Cool. Then switching gears to today's games. So today it's the end of the first day. We had TSM versus Samsung White, and I know everyone going into this thought it was going to be a stomp, but apparently it wasn't. Well, I mean, you're rolling your eyes. Okay, go ahead. What are you thinking as you roll your eyes?
Well, I think White just got really overconfident. I mean, credit to TSM. They played better than most teams would have given them credit for, and especially Game 4, their rotations were actually what impressed me the most compared that to what was expected of them. White just got incredibly overzealous. Game 2, they didn't counterpick mid at all. Palm just wanted to blind pick again and just assert his dominance, and then Looper wanted to have the Singed as a pocket pick come out there, and it worked really well. And their 3-buffing Game 2 was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in League. But then Game 3, they went too far. They fought a bad level 1, then they went for that dragon, and they went too far. Game 4, they tried to turn it around, but TSM had momentum, so I actually believe TSM had a shot to win that game. Small one, but they did, and they played really well, so props to TSM.
Yeah, I think TSM played really, really well. That last game, everyone was kind of on edge about that, so props to TSM. I mean, even taking one game off of White, I think, was a moral victory, if anything, and that was huge. So then, switching gears to tomorrow, we have Blue versus C9, which is, again, a Samsung team versus a Apple Pie team. Do you think it'll be even a closer matchup tomorrow, or do you think it'll go down as it did today?
All of us voted 3-1 for Blue, we do think that Blue can drop a game to C9, but technically they're somewhat of a similar team in terms of playstyle and the way that they approach the game, and even lane to lane strengths. But I think Blue does it all a little better, especially as a team. But there's a chance C9 can get a game off them, maybe even 2. But realistically, the favorites to win this match is Blue, and especially after today's matches, I think Samsung head coach will talk to them about being overzealous or even to the point of being cocky, and just make sure that they don't suffer the same fate.
Well, actually, before I grabbed you up here for an interview, I just talked to Spirit, and he said, I asked him, what do you think? And he actually said, actually, we might lose tomorrow. We're not even ruling it out that we might lose, and all 5 of us know this. Knowing that Spirit is thinking this and the 5 members of Blue are thinking this, how do you think that's going to affect their gameplay?
I think it'll help. They should be veterans enough. They've played enough OGM best of 5s already to not crumble under the pressure on LAN. If they respect their opponents enough to know that they can lose, they'll give it their all, and then we should see some good matches.
Okay. And lastly, then, your take on there being no European teams in the round of 8.
Yeah. I mean, I play in Europe, and Europe goes to Worlds as well. 2 years in a row. I come to NA, and we start stomping kids. I think I'm going to Brazil next.
Yeah, you're going to join Kaboom?
I'm going to be Kaboom's new support player.
You know what? To be honest with you, Tin owns. Dude, he owns. He was really good. I think you may be able to learn a bit from him. I think it might be beneficial for you to head down to Brazil.
Yeah, it might very well be.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much, Krepo. It's really late. It's at the end of day 1, but we are excited to see what new things you're going to be coming up with at the analyst desk at a decent hour this time. Hooray.
Thank you for coming to my hotel room to do this interview.
That sounds really sketchy, and I will be leaving promptly afterwards. But that will be it for today, and have a very good night, OGN Legion. Bye.